Are you gonna make it to the finish line? Are you gonna come out of that storm? Or are you gonna stand in the rain and the lightning and the thunder and just get beat down because you don't believe that you can actually come out of that storm? Sometimes we have to pack our bags with all the things that we need in life so we can live life accordingly and so we can be prepared.
Hey, is it hard? Huh?
Good morning. Good morning. I hope that your morning has started out better than it did last Monday. I know that this week starts it off. You have a good weekend, and then you're like, man, I gotta go back to work today. I know the feeling. I know the feeling for a Monday morning. So, welcome back to another Motivational Monday where you can get a dose to get you started for the week. And hopefully, what I say to you today can help you with some of the things in your life, getting yourself back to you. Today's topic is finding your voice. Now, what does finding your voice mean? For a lot of us that are introverts, finding your voice is big because you spend a lot of years silent, a lot of years not saying much, a lot of years just letting whatever happen happen. So, finding your voice can mean a lot of different things. Finding your voice can be freedom. Finding your voice can be setting you to sending you to the next level in so many ways because you were silent too long. Finding your voice can mean expressing the thoughts and feelings that you always wanted to express. It's finding your identity. Now you finally understand your values, your beliefs, your passion, and you have confidence now to share it with the world. Hmm. Now it also can resonate to growth. Now you're really being authentic in everything that you do, everything that you say, because now you're finally speaking out. Now people really know what you stand for. I'm going to tell you what finding your voice means to me. See, coming up, I was really, really quiet. I was quiet. Yeah, very quiet. I was in my shell most of the time. I didn't really talk to that many people. I was very selective about people that I did talk to. But for the most part, I stayed in my lane. For one, I was shy. I didn't talk to people. I just did what I had to do and went on about my business. But I'm telling you, when I found my voice, when I truly found my voice, that feeling is so indescribable because I felt like I was free. I was free to say how I felt when I felt it at the time that I felt it. I no longer held on to anything that I felt. I started saying just what I felt, regardless of what the outcome was going to be. And for a long time, I didn't do that. I would just sit back and just let things flow the way they flow. If it hurt, it hurt. I never expressed it hurt it. If it made me mad, it made me mad. I never expressed it. If it made me sad, I never expressed it. I just kept it to myself. But keeping things to yourself can cause a dangerous explosion later. So if you think it and you feel it, you need to express it. But when you find your voice, when you truly find your voice, everything in your life starts to make sense. Now you're speaking out not only about what you feel, but you're speaking out about things that you are passionate about. You're speaking out about things that are making a difference. Now your voice is carrying to places that you never dreamed they would go. Finding your voice is important. Everybody has a thought. Everybody has a thought. And your thought should be expressed. It should be because your voice matters. And a lot of times people are so, I'm telling you, that word fear, I keep bringing that word fear back into play because fear does play a big factor in people speaking out. They're scared. If I say this, I wonder what people gonna think. If I say this, I wonder what people gonna do. If I say this, they're not gonna like me no more. If I say this, they're gonna be mad at me. Why do you care that deep? Because sometimes in life, things need to be said. But people are so afraid of having those uncomfortable conversations, as somebody told me once before in my life. They don't want to have the hard conversations. You have to find your voice. It's time for you to step out and say, you know what? I'm going to speak out on the things that matter to me. I'm going to speak out on the things that matter to the world. I'm going to speak out because my voice matters. My thoughts matter. The quietest people are the loudest people. I'm gonna say that again. The quietest people are the loudest people. They have the strongest voice. They have the strongest thoughts. They can reach places that some people with the voice can never reach. It's time for the people that are in the shells. It's time for the people that are hiding behind the shadows. It's time for the people that are standing in the background to come forward and use your voice. Use your voice. You have to find your voice. You have to find your rhythm. And sometimes in life, it's hard for us to know exactly what we should be saying. And sometimes in life, yeah, you should be saying some of the things that you do say. But sometimes the things that you feel and think needs to be said. It's time for you to use your voice, use your talents, use everything that God gave you to get to the next level. Aren't you tired of hiding in the crowd, mute, without a voice? Aren't you tired of hiding in the shadows, wondering if somebody's going to say what you're feeling? It's time for you to believe that what you say matters. It's time for you to believe that everything around you needs you to speak. It's time. It's time for you to know who you are and let the world know who you are by speaking it. A lot of times we sit around and we're like, you know what? Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I ain't gonna say nothing. But you not saying anything can also cause harm. Sometimes people don't want to speak on things because they're afraid of the reactions. But when you truly find your voice, you're free. You just stepped into freedom and you don't even know it. Every time I get behind this mic, yo, I'm free. I'm free. I can speak on things that I think about. I can speak on things that I worry about. I can speak on anything. This mic gives me the strength. This mic gives me the freedom. Because at one time, I felt like I didn't have that voice. One time I didn't. I had that voice, but I didn't know how to use it. I had that voice, but I was scared to use it. I had that voice, but I was afraid that, okay, if I say this, I don't know if they're gonna agree with this. I don't. If I say that, I don't know. I'm gonna make some people mad. But when you find your voice, none of that matters. None of it. God gave you a voice for a reason. God gave you a voice to make a change, make a difference in this world, in your life, in your home. Your voice can make or break a lot of things in your life, but you got to start using it. You got to. You got to break away from the norm and start speaking out about the things that matter, speaking out about the things that are passionate in your life. Stop having your thoughts locked away, just rotting. Find your identity, find your voice. Start speaking on the things that you feel is important, your values, your beliefs, your passions. But it always starts with confidence. You have to first believe that you can even speak in order for you to share anything. It's all about mindset. It is. It's about mindset. Everything is about mindset. But if you don't start using your voice, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Everybody that speaks it's not, they're not saying anything. Their mouth is open, their lips are moving, there's words coming out their mouth. But you have to be careful what you take in. You have to be careful what you put out. But at the same time, when you start using that voice that God blessed you with from the beginning, you start growing as a person. You start learning how to communicate more effectively. You start realizing what you stand for and what it means to be you and what power your voice has behind it. It's time for you to find your voice. It's time for you to find your rhythm. It's time for you to be authentic in everything that you do in your life. It's time to speak. We have a lot of things that we should be grateful for. We have a lot of things that we have, but we do not use it. Why? Is it because you don't believe in yourself? Is it because you are comfortable where you're at? Is it because you just don't think that your voice matters? What is it? It's time to find your voice and know who you are and show the world who you are. Tell the world who you are. It's time for you to express those things that you always wanted to express, but you didn't know how to. Get that confidence back. Build that confidence so you can share to the world everything that you feel. The world needs you to stand on business and start using that voice. God gives everybody something, some type of gift. The saying is, your talents will make room for you. That voice that you're sitting on might be the very talent that can get you to the next level. But you have to believe that your voice matters. It matters. You matter. The things that you believe in, the things that you think about, the things that you dream about, everything matters. It's it's time for you to feel what freedom feels like. When you're able to stand, sit, however, and say what you feeling at the moment, in the moment, man, that that gives you all types of freedom to be able to just say what you know how like when a child goes into a store and they show out. They showing out because they want this toy that they see on the shelf, right? Now, to all the parents out there, what do you do? What do old school parents do? They say, wherever you show out, I'm gonna get you, basically, right? So that's the same concept when it comes down to finding your voice. If it's something that you feel strongly about and it happens in that moment, then you should speak in that moment. You should speak in that moment. I say on every episode that you matter, your voice matters, and anything that you want to do in this life, you can do it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Your voice does matter. Everything that you want in this life or you want to do in this life, yes, it has to start with you. A lot of times people are so afraid of opening their mouths because they don't know whether how people are going to take what they have to say. But sometimes it's necessary for you to say things to people. It's necessary for you to speak out on certain issues. It's necessary for you to tell people how you feel in that moment. It's time to find your voice. It's time for you to step out and say, you know what? This is my time. This is my time to show the world who I am. This is my time to show the world that I can speak. This is my time to show the world that I'm authentic in everything that I do. This is the time to show the world your values, your beliefs, your passion. It's time for you to use your voice and be confident when you start communicating. Be confident. Show the world who you are, what you stand for by just opening your mouth and finding your voice. It's time. Step on the stage. Step on the stage to the mic and speak. God didn't give us a voice for no reason. He gave us a voice to use it. It's time for you. If you can sing, if you can rap, if you can write, what are you waiting on? Why are you holding that talent and sitting on it as if it doesn't exist? There's a lot of people that wish they had that talent that you have and will use it immediately. It's time for you to know who you are. It's time for you to find that voice, use it, make an impact on the world. What you have to say matters. But you have to first believe that your voice can change the world, that your voice can take people places that they never dreamed of. It's time for you to stand on business and say, you know what? I'm finally going to be the person that I always want to be by using my voice. There's power in the tongue. Your words can change the world. Your words can change your life. Your words can change everybody around you by just speaking out. Your voice matters. You matter. Your life matters. And anything that you want to do in this lifetime, you can do it. But you got to first find, step out on faith and do the things that we desire to do in our lives. Because if we do not step out on faith, then what's going to happen? We're never going to do it because we're going to always see things through. And if you're like me, I'm very analytical. Very. I'm thinking about now, in between,